everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I got a horror classic for you. 1987's Predator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, I mean, young Arnold, baby. Or Arnold at his peak. Maybe not his peak, but he was getting there. But, I decided to do Predator because I thought it was pretty, it was pretty good timing with the Prey movie coming out, another Predator movie coming out not too long from now. I figured time to go back to the OG movie and review it, Predator. Now, this movie it's iconic. Really. It's iconic. It's one of Arnold's best films of all time, and it created one of the greatest horror / villains of all time. One of the greatest horror villains, one of the greatest villains in film cinema, the Predator. An alien race of advanced technology who love more than anything the hunt of prey, in particular, the hunt of man. Now, this movie it's batshit. It's batshit, but in a fantastic way. Like, first of all, this movie more than any other movie really got over the horror of the jungle. Like, I feel like every other movie and thing that had any horror movie that had anything to do with the jungle after this film came out were inspired by this film. Somehow you made the jungle feel claustrophobic. You made the jungle, you made the characters in it feel paranoid because you never knew where this thing was coming from. Honestly, you didn't know what the fuck it was. But, you didn't know what the hell it was for a while there. And it's funny, too, because right now the Predator is in a lot of court stuff going on around that film, because the guy who wrote the original script, or kind of came up with the original idea, sold it off to Fox, and, he didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. He didn't think it was going to be that big of a script. And, he came up with this idea, thought it sucked, didn't think it was going to take off, but he sold it to Fox, sold the idea to Fox, That happens a lot in Hollywood. There's so many ideas that are sold to, to producers and whatnot, and to companies, like Warner Brothers and, Disney and whatnot. There's so many times where a script gets sold or a script gets put on the blacklist. Not the show, but this fabled list of scripts or ideas that are like really good, but no one's done it yet. Like, there's a whole bunch. There's like a litany of movies that have become big movies that were on this list, this blacklist, that may or may not have gotten that. They were like, these are good scripts, these are good ideas, but they're not, either A, they're not a priority because there's something else they're doing, or B, they're a little out there, and it's like, there's something here, but we don't want to take the risk, but we want to leave it here because there is something here. And Alien was and Predator was one of those films. And, and Fox took a chance on it, made this movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the basic premise of Predator, which I know all of you probably know, but I have to say it for people who don't, is this elite military force led by Arnold Schwarzenegger's Dutch goes into the jungle to take out, the bad guys. They go in there to take out the bad guys, Carl Weathers is in it too, like young Action Jackson, Apollo Creed, Carl Weathers. Also, fucking, God damn it, why am I blanking on his name? I know his name, but it's blanking in my skull. I know his name. The body, he's a wrestler anyways, whatever. They're all jacked, they're all badasses. They come in there, they run through the jungle, they take out the bad guys. Mission over. Mission done. They're fucking popping beers, they're having a good time. We're out of here. Unfortunately, while they were kicking ass and taking names, the hunters become the hunted. And the idea of this Predator, and I don't know if it's ever explicitly said in the movie, if he was targeting them in particular, I wouldn't be shocked, because they kind of make it a big deal that these guys are badasses. These are elite badass force, and they came out there to kick ass. And it's kind of heavily hinted that that the Predator wanted to hunt these guys. He wanted to hunt these guys, and the Predator wants to hunt the best of the best. But there's so much, but like I said, the jungle stuff is terrifying, particularly at night. The confusion, when you see that movie for the first time ever, there's nothing more good than like seeing a good horror movie for the first time ever, because you're always trying to figure out what the fuck's happening. Because like if the director and writers are doing their job, you are trying to figure it out with the main protagonist or the main protagonist, and you're trying to figure out what the fuck is actually happening. If they're doing their job correctly, you're trying to figure that out. You're like, what is happening? Why is this happening? What is this thing? What's going on? What is this thing in this jungle hunting us? Like what do we do? Can we get out of here? And it becomes like, it really becomes a survival, like it really becomes this, it goes from hoorah badass to like, yo, like, to like just this terrifying, like, what the fuck is this thing hunting us? And it's actually more simplistic, you know, but the way the Predator kills people. I mean, the iconic whipping the skull out with the fucking spine still attached to it visual is, you know, the skulls that he's collecting of the people he's killing. He's not just killing these people, he's skinning them and then fucking taking their bones and stuff and making shit out of it, and like, you know, making fucking trophies out of it. Like it's you get this feeling that this is a serial killer, but this is an alien. Like, and honestly, like the whole invisibility thing, the noise that it makes, that crackling noise of it coming down, like, oh man, the shoulder mounted rocket, like energy gun. I mean, there's so much about the Predator. The Predator is one of the most badass creatures ever created. The mouth, also some amazing prosthetic works too. I mean, the prosthetics for the Predator and the mouth and the face and everything, and like kind of like his dreadlock kind of thing going. Like, it's such a unique and interesting creature. Like I never, like, still to this day haven't quite seen anything like the Predator. And like I said, they have fucked up a lot of movies, but this first one stands the test of time. It's timeless. In my opinion, it's pretty fucking timeless, because there's nothing that's really, other than maybe the reason they were over there in this like jungle environment fighting, maybe it's like, but you can look at it as a period piece, because it works as a period piece, and if you watch it at the time, it works as a badass movie, but it works as a period piece because of the way they do it. And like I said, the way Arnold killed the damn thing by outthinking it, and that's kind of what the Predator is like about, dude. Like, it's all about that. It's about like overcoming the odds, about outsmarting it, about primal, because in the end, none of the weapons worked, which I always thought was was kind of cool. This creature with all this tech, all this shit, and in the end, he was beat by mud and a blade. In the end, that's what took him out. Not the guns, not the grenades, not the tactics, or like, not the numbers. A man who refused to die, coming up with a plan, understanding his opponent, studying his opponent, and the idea that if you are a true hunter, if you are a true warrior, you can overcome things, like you can overcome what the Predator brought to the table. And Arnold did, overcame his ass. The iconic scene of him covering himself in mud so that his heat signature doesn't show up. He figured out that he was sensing heat signature. And I love them throughout the course of the movie. That's one of the brilliant parts, like I said, about a horror movie. Throughout the course of the movie, you slowly see Arnold, and, well, unfortunately, the rest of the gang never got the chance to figure it all out, but you slowly see Arnold start to understand what this creature is, what this creature's technology is, what this creature is all about. You slowly start to see him go, understand it, figure it out, and be like, I got this. I understand this creature. I know what this creature is about. I know what this creature wants. I know, like, he started to put it together, because the idea is, dude, like, an apex predator, a hunter is a hunter, no matter what time period, no matter what technology you're talking about. He will figure out a way to survive, and he did. Now, it fucked him up, clearly, because he didn't want to talk about it, but, hey, man, it was like the iconic image of Arnold covered from head to toe in mud and shit. It's just badassery. And they've never been able to quite capture the vibe of this film. I'm hoping they maybe can capture that with Prey, since it takes place since it's kind of more of a primitive time period. So maybe, you know, that will help get it back to, it's like, we have to figure it out. Because that's what ended up happening in the movie. Because in the end, he had to use pretty, you know, not primitive, but like, pretty basic ass tactics. It was just him, I think, like an axe or a blade, and mud. You know? He did a little bit more than that. But the tactics weren't anything mind-blowing. He didn't have like advanced technology. He just used his brain. He used his mind. He used his instinct to kill him. And you can totally believe Arnold's big ass, especially at this point with the guns, could kill that Predator. But either ways, I've waxed on poetically about this movie. I love it. Predator is one of my all-time favorite horror movies. The creature, Arnold, it's big-ass, beefy dudes who fucking have, who are badass and then got shredded, so that kind of have that aspect of it too. This isn't Jason, alright? This ain't Freddy, alright? The Predator ain't going after little girls, alright? He ain't going after teenagers. He went after big-ass, strong, military, well-armed men and systematically murdered them to the point where we're near to halfway through the movie, they're freaking the fuck out. You're freaking out the best of the best. And there is just something very awesome about that, just from a pure, I don't know, place. Either way, Predator as a horror movie gets a 9 out of 10. As a movie, also a 9 out of 10. Love this film. Always have. It's one of Arnold's best performances. Only probably behind obviously playing the Terminator. There might be another role or two in there, but this in particular just fits so well. And Arnold, because Arnold's not a great actor, but I think in Predator, and also obviously, the Terminator movie, at least 1 and 2. He didn't have to do a lot of acting. He could play, they could actually play up the fact of his lack of acting and incorporate that in the film. But in this particular movie, he got to do some acting, but it wasn't totally reliant upon it. I don't know, man. Maybe his role in Total Recall was pretty good too. Man, maybe I need to just review some Arnold movies, man. There's some old-ass Arnold movies that are really fucking good, man. They're really fucking good. Either way, thank you guys for joining the Comedy Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and have you seen the original Predator? If you haven't seen it, or it's been a while since you've seen it, I say check it out. I think it will help prepare you for what you might see in Prey as well, which I'm hoping they can recapture, because I truly think they've never truly been able to recapture the joy, the epicness, the instantly iconicness of this original Predator. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comedy Movie Show again. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.